Hello everyone, this is Maximilian, and back by popular demand is His Royal Codness, the one and only Durkah.
Hey, what's up guys? This is Taylor. You know me as Durkah though, because that's what I play games under. Thanks for having me, Max. It's quite the honor being on your Dratini-tastic channel.
Yes, and it's an awesome pleasure having you back. I am very happy to have you back on here because, honestly, doing these dual comms is a lot more fun than me doing solo comms. And, I noticed that my last video kind of turned into an impromptu dual comm. That was just because, cell phone. Sorry, everybody. Roommate walked in, kind of unexpected like that. And, I don't know, it just kind of happened. So I didn't plan on it. I apologize if it was annoying, but I like the guy. I think he's cool. And he had some pretty good opinions on Twilight. But let's get back to Durkah since he's here, and we're going to talk about stuff. Pokemon. Taylor, what is your opinion on Snorlax?
Snorlax is awesome. He's like one of those Pokemon, like he doesn't even have to try. He's just a badass no matter what he does. He's sleeping there, but he's still awesome. It doesn't matter. He
is pretty good. I'm surprised at how strong he was. But like, I don't think I actually put all of my tries in there, but this took me about 3 tries to actually catch him because he continuously used Rest, which I think is one of the most dumb moves ever in the game since it cures status ailments and it only costs you a turn. Yeah. I think it's just broken.
Well, it doesn't cost you a turn. He's asleep for 2 turns after.
It's like the juggernaut of Pokemon.
Yeah.
So to speak.
Not really. It's like the painkiller of Pokemon.
Okay, kind of, yeah. But it's still very annoying. Nonetheless, I did somehow manage to get him through the awesome power of freezing and defrosting game states on emulators. Makes things so much easier.
So, Max, tell me what's up. What are the things you want to talk about this commentary? I'm sure you were just brimming with ideas.
Well, mostly I do my commentaries on the fly. Like, I don't even just write ideas down. But I did kind of think of a few things, like, I know for one thing that Black Ops is kind of on everybody's mind right now since that multiplayer trailer got released a couple days ago. Initially, when I heard that Treyarch was going to do Black Ops, and this is way back when, I just continuously held to the opinion of I'm not going to touch that with a 40-foot pole, because Treyarch has that reputation of screwing up COD games, if you will. Even if they do have some good qualities like Nazi Zombies, they just had a really bad rap. And then I saw the multiplayer trailer, and now I'm actually almost to the point where I'm probably going to pre-order it.
Oh, for sure. I am so excited for Black Ops. Maybe it's because I'm a little bit more serious with the game. I'm still not like a competitive player or anything, but I play enough of it to get frustrated at things like one-man army noob tubes, whereas like a casual player who jumps on maybe only gets a little bit pissed off. But for me, I am so sick of Modern Warfare 2. I don't complain about it when I'm playing, but if I'm not going to have fun with it, I'm going to play COD 4. That's my opinion. I'm going to go have fun on COD 4 instead. Mm-hmm. And I am just overjoyed to know that Black Ops is going to be a great time.
Mm-hmm. I really like the fact that they didn't put either Stopping Power or Juggernaut in there because, number one, Juggernaut's a huge problem. It was a huge problem back in Modern Warfare 2 and World at War. But the fact that they don't have Stopping Power 2 means that the second perk is just completely freed up again. Because in the Modern Warfare games, you were either playing with Stopping Power or you were hoping to compensate with good accuracy and not use Stopping Power. And it was a huge compromise in my opinion, but now this adds for a lot more ability to customize your perks on your profile.
See, the biggest thing I'm excited for, like of course with Juggernaut and Stopping Power being gone, is just for the game to be balanced. I want a first-person shooter to be based on skill, like gun on gun, like my shot versus your shot. And since they're making it a little bit longer to kill people, so it takes a few more shots, that's going to really reduce the amount of effect that your ping has to do with it. Whereas if you have a really bad ping right now, someone's going to kill you no matter what because it takes a quarter of a second to kill you in Modern Warfare 2. Whereas in Black Ops, they switch that to maybe like a third of a second or a half of a second to kill someone, which may not sound like that big of a difference, but that's a huge difference in the connection issue. And that's going to take a lot of that kind of like unfair host advantage out of it.
That is a long time when you're talking electronics and data transfer. But one of the things reason I think why I had such a huge opinion change on Black Ops is because honestly Treyarch had to start from scratch on this one. The reason why I guess Modern Warfare 2 was just so instantly successful and they didn't really do much with it was because they already had a template for the best-selling first-person shooter franchise of all time. They didn't really have to fix anything. They just kind of modified it and added a little bit to it, and it was still hugely successful because they'd already come up with something successful. Whereas Treyarch has had this history of just doing absolutely miserable with games, so they had to completely start from scratch. They had to introduce some new kind of game types. They had to revamp the whole way that you level up an experience, which that could be very good or very bad. That's one of the things I'm really iffy on, but we'll see how that plays out.
See, the whole experience thing, all that they did, in essence, was change the name of experience to money.
To money, yeah.
Really, all that they did. The only big change is that now you can decide when you want to unlock things. I think that's awesome. I don't care what the title is. I don't care if it's like you need 1,000 rupees to unlock something. I don't care what it is, or 1,000 gold coins. As long as it's like that new idea, I think it's going to be great.
Yeah, and the fact that they're introducing so much new material means that they have that much more potential to make this game something great. Just start off with something new and original. I think it's really going to help their sales a lot, and it's going to make that game a lot more popular in the long run, because honestly, all World at War was a clone of the Modern Warfare engine in a World War II setting, and it just did not work out at all. They introduced nothing new except for Nazi zombies.
See, World at War was a much more balanced game than Modern Warfare 2, but it had a lot less issues with like one-man army noob tubes and stuff like that. But it just wasn't as much fun.
Yeah.
Like, it wasn't a fun game that you could just sit and play. Whereas a game like Call of Duty 4, that game came out 3 years ago. I can still go play Call of Duty 4 for 3 straight hours and have a blast.
Yeah.
And if they just got rid of one-man army noob tubes and nerfed Commando, I guarantee I could go on Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 and have a great time. But it's just so aggravating that they haven't changed those little things.
Mm-hmm. In the end, it basically all comes down to how fun the game is. It doesn't matter how fair or how balanced your game is. If it's not fun to play, nobody's going to play it. And that's where Treyarch has just really missed the ball in their last few tries. But this one, I think, so far, it looks like that they're getting it right. I'm actually pretty excited for it, and I can't wait for it to come out and see what it's like.
Yeah, the gun game is going to be great. I'm so excited for that new game mode. For those of you who don't know, basically the archetype behind it is that you start out with a very weak gun, and then as you get more kills, you immediately take out the next gun, and I believe it's a free-for-all template.
Yeah, it's free-for-all.
Yeah, free-for-all. And so you basically have to get through all the guns until the last gun, which is the ballistic knife, which isn't a gun, but that's aside from the point. And so it pretty much forces you to have to get a cool last kill. Because we've all been in those free-for-alls where like you have one more kill to go and another guy has like 3 kills but he's behind you, but then he just whores out an M16 and gets 3 kills real quick while you're like trying to goof around and get a sweet throwing knife.
Yeah.
But what this does is it forces everyone to have to pretty much get a sweet ballistic knife kill, which I think is awesome.
It's really cool. I love the idea of that variant. That's a great way to introduce something new but something simple at the same time. Oh, speaking of the Pokemon game, you see I just got a Dratini. I finally found a guy who would trip a missing no using the Mew glitch, and I had nuggets on my 6 slots, so I thought, okay, well, let's just sell those nuggets right away and get a ton of money and get the Dratini right now. I actually thought it was going to start at level 5, but it started at 18, which is awesome, because now I don't have to do nearly the level grinding I thought I was going to have to do. But we are definitely getting a Dragonite, so be ready to have some fun with dragons in the future, just a quick heads up. We're kind of open to what we're going to do with the next few steps of the game, because right now I'm in Fuchsia at the end of this episode, so we could do a variety of things. We could go to the Safari Zone and just have a good time there and get surf. We could probably goof around on the beach a little bit. Maybe look for some Dittos to glitch with if you guys want me to show you how that works. We could go to Saffron and fight the fighting type gym leader dude kind of guy. There's all kinds of things we could do. The game is so wide open now it's not even funny. So leave a comment as to what you think of the next thing I should do, because I'm not even sure what I should do. Like, maybe you guys know something more strategically advantageous than I, but I just kind of want to get an opinion of what you guys want to see, because this is basically why I'm doing it, to give you guys something that you want to watch. So yeah, leave a comment, that'd be great.
Alright, well, anything else you want to talk about, Max? This is, in fact, your channel.
That is true, this is my channel. Gosh, I'm pretty excited for Black Ops. Aside from Black Ops, I did kind of want to mention how I got into Pokemon. Like, let's go all the way back to the beginning in 1998. You all can kind of remember when the TV show first started premiering, like, on 6 in the morning on, like, some random local channel, when they had all the cartoons that were just coming out, and they're kind of testing them to see if they're actually going to, you know, become popular with the people. And I think I'd heard about it from a couple of my friends who got the game. They say, oh my gosh, this game's amazing, you have to play it, because there are always those games that come out. And then it just kind of explodes from there. So then after about 6 months, I kind of realized, okay, if I don't get this game, I'm going to be that kid. You know, that kid who doesn't have the popular game, that kid who's not hipping with it. So I got the game, and I just literally did not put that game down since the day I got it. I probably played it for just days on end. I would literally go to school, come home, play Pokemon, eat dinner, play Pokemon, go to bed. Like, Pokemon made everything else take the back burner.
See, Max, for those of you who don't know, Max and I have known each other since we were like 2, and so I can still remember a time like pretty vividly where like he was 8, I guess, and I was 7, and the game had just come out, and we were so psyched for it and it was probably like 2 weeks after we got it, and we were like battling and having a great time. And we had even like bought the little plastic Pokeballs that had the little Pokemon figures in them.
Oh, those were the best.
Oh yeah, and we would go out to my pool and like throw them into the pool, and then like have little pool battles with them, and it was awesome.
Oh,
it was so much fun.
We were children.
We were children.
The thing is, at the time when this came out, this is also at the time the Game Boy Color started hitting the market, and all the hip and cool kids had their Game Boy Colors, or even their Game Boy Pockets. I actually played this game on my dad's old Game Boy, like Game Boy and plus nothing. It was the brick beige gray thing that takes 4 AA batteries to run on. It looks like an ancient calculator, but it played games, and it was awesome.
It was so funny because I would always get like the most brand new thing right away, and just because that's my grandma would always buy like my presents for me and stuff like that, and so I got like the brand new Game Boy Color when it came out in like 1998, and Max was rocking this like 1987 Game Boy or something crazy like that, and I was like making fun of him, just calling him names like, haha, you don't even have color on your Pokemon Blue, even though my Game Boy quote color could only show like 3 colors on it.
Yeah. Like, I remember having to mess with the contrast on my Game Boy. Can you remember the last time you actually had to mess with any kind of contrast on anything? It makes you feel so old.
I remember playing your Game Boy when I would go to your house, and I would forget mine. I would have to play on either your Brick or your Game Boy Pocket, which was also crazy.
That was my brother's Game Boy Pocket. It was a privilege to play on that thing for me.
Yeah, and it was like you couldn't even read the text. Not like you're reading much of this, like, really, really stimulating dialogue anyway, but still, you could hardly read it because it was so dark.
No kidding.
Speaking of which, what was wrong with Machoke in this game?
You mean the way he looks? Well, he's obviously juicing, number one.
Oh, yeah.
It looks like he got punched right in the crotch as he took a knee. It's probably why he's kind of falling down there. But, yeah, I don't know what happened. Half the Pokemon in this game look like something is seriously wrong with them. Like Golbat. Golbat looks like he's possessed. Like, there's no reason why his mouth and tongue should ever be that big. Ever. It's just... some of the graphics in this game are just really awkward. Like, they fixed it in yellow version for the majority of them, but for the most part, they just look weird, contorted whatchamacallits. I don't know what the deal is. But I know you like Machamp way better than Machoke anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
No, it doesn't matter a smidge. Still, so many of the Pokemon in this game just look so freaking goofy, because, I mean, when's the last game you played where you could count the pixels in your Pokemon? It's ridiculous.
Oh.
But
well, yeah, I guess you're right. It's kind of funny thinking about that, knowing that the graphics in this game used to be so bad because we literally invested absolutely no time and effort in improving them because, well, for one thing, we didn't have the technology capability back then, but also...
nobody cared.
Really not, like, yeah, nobody cared.
It was all about the gameplay. Nowadays, it's like, oh, I'm recording in 1080p. Back then, it was just like, I don't care if I can see that there are 13 pixels in that Weedle. It's still a ton of fun.
Yeah, no kidding. That, and you have to cram Lord knows how much stuff onto an 8 megabyte chip, or however big that thing was for a Game Boy cartridge. The thing was tiny. Like, I'm amazed that they actually crammed this entire game in there because there's so much going on here. I mean, you have a database of Pokemon, moves, items, tiles. You have to have maps to be created. It's absolutely ridiculous. But yeah, definitely graphics don't matter at all. This game is just so much fun regardless of how bad they are in comparison to what we play with now.
Yeah, like you and I were talking about Black Ops, and you were complaining about the graphics, and first of all, let me say, I think they look awesome. I think that the only problem I'd have with the graphics that I've seen is that the MP5 looks really stupid, which sucks because I love the MP5, and it doesn't look nearly as cool as it did in COD 4, which is what I'm comparing it to. But as far as graphics go, I personally don't care. It's all about the gameplay for me.
Yeah, it looks kind of clunky, but it's just a small peeve of mine. Well, everybody, this has been Mirka. Thanks for coming on over. And, yeah, see you guys next time.
All right.